Welcome to the channel. Let's get right into it.
09:40 a.m. 7 minutes. Ember forced the chaotic streams of future data back, isolating the single thread she needed. The gem showed her the exact improbable sequence, text 9G41ZP8T. Her fingers flew across the keypad. The lock disengaged. Inside Relay 4 was a sleek black box, the true activation trigger for the grid shadow. 09:45 a.m., 2 minutes. Relying on a final flash of foresight, Ember didn't use her tools. She pressed the meld stone directly against the center of the black box. With a blinding, silent pop, the gem overloaded the unit, executing an electromagnetic kill switch. The clock hit 09:47 a.m. Nothing happened. The silence was broken by the high-pitched wail of sirens. Ember hurled a fire extinguisher to create a diversion, then ran toward the central corridor, where 3 armed Ethel agents were waiting. The meld stone screamed, "If you go left, you die. If you go right, you're captured." She dove into a storage closet labeled Text D70 She thrust the meld stone against a copper pipe, initiating a focused, targeted short circuit that plunged the corridor into absolute darkness. Ember burst into the blizzard outside the substation. She was being hunted, but the gem, now fully melded with her senses, showed her a critical piece of Ethel's plan. They maintained a heavily modified cargo vessel disguised as a fishing trawler, the Northern Light, scheduled to leave in 3 hours. Ember stole a snowmobile and raced to the remote fuel dock. She slipped onto the vessel just as Ethel's pursuit vehicles arrived. Below deck, she was met by the assassin from the tunnel, Rook. He held an EMP disruptor. Ember saw the activation flash a quarter second before it happened. She threw herself onto a coil of insulated electrical wire and thrust the meld stone against the ship's main power conduit. The surge short-circuited Rook's device. Ember used his momentary blindness to seize a wrench and knock him unconscious into the dark hole below. With hours until arrival at Ethel's black site, Ember opened the final pages of her father's diary. She discovered the horrifying truth. The true curse is not the isolation, it is the feedback loop. The gem does not show the future. It shows the future that will occur if you do absolutely nothing. Every time the user employs the power to change a timeline, the gem absorbs the energy of that divergent timeline. Ethel's interest is not in the gem's foresight, but in its power as a nexus. They believe they can force all those unlived futures, the wars averted, the crashes stopped, to snap back into existence. Elias's final instruction. You must take the stone to the heart of their resonator and use the gem to permanently divert the energy into a neutral, harmless timeline. The Northern Light delivered her to a massive concrete fortress built into a cliff face. Ember found the heart of the complex, the vast circular chamber dominated by the crackling metallic structure of the resonator. Director Vesper, the lead operative, was waiting. "The gem, please," Vesper said, flanked by a dozen guards. "We will restore the most beneficial timeline, the one where Ethel rules." Ember raised the gem high, and instead of inserting it, she focused its power onto Director Vesper herself. "You want the perfect timeline?" Ember yelled, the meld stone flaring with blinding white light. "I'll show you what order looks like." The gem violently injected Vesper's mind with the paradox energy, the sensory experience of all the failures Ethel had narrowly avoided. Vesper collapsed, screaming, overwhelmed by the collective chaos of every averted disaster. Ember sprinted past the paralyzed guards toward the resonator. She forced a final massive current of paradoxical chaotic energy into the machine's recess. The resonator's core turned from red to an incandescent blue. The energy of the unlived disasters was being diverted into a harmless, silent dimension. As the energy flowed, Ember felt the meld stone's web on her hand retracting. The ceaseless chorus of future events vanished. The stone in her hand went cold and dark, becoming a small, ordinary gray pebble. She dropped the inert pebble onto the floor next to the broken, screaming Vesper and walked calmly toward the elevator. The confused agents, their mission gone and their command crippled, let her pass. Ember was free. She made her way back to her father's house, finding the first few weeks defined by an agonizing silence. The elaborate web of foresight was gone, leaving her crippled by ordinary uncertainty. She realized the greatest gift her father gave her was the return of free will. She packed a small bag, left the diary behind, and chose a city far away, deliberately choosing the most inconvenient, winding, and unpredictable travel route. Ember was ready to live the messy, beautiful, completely uncertain life Elias had risked everything to protect.